Hey there, Jenny Holbert here, founder of Wild Wellness, and I want to talk to you about three mistakes that women often make when they push through workouts. And runners, I am especially talking to you because I know you, I am one of you, and I know that you are probably addicted to that feeling you have after a long run when you have just pushed it and you feel that good kind of tired, that achiness in your muscles. You feel like you just really challenged yourself, and in a way that just feeling of I feel worn out almost feels good. And yet, maybe you're noticing that the next morning or for the next week, you're having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. You don't have as much energy as you want to for other things in your life, or you're just noticing that that ache in your muscles is actually lingering a little bit longer than you want it to. So, I want to talk about these three mistakes that women often make when they're pushing through workouts. And the first thing that you need to know is one of the biggest mistakes is when you're training for a race, for example, following a linear plan. Following a linear training plan where you're just doing a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more each week. Now, I know that most training plans would have that taper at the end towards race day where you would taper down with your mileage and your workout intensity and all of that to get ready for the race. And some training plans even probably have like 3 weeks of build up, and then you have maybe a fourth week in there every 4 weeks or so where your mileage drops down or you have some lower intensity of some kind. But I'm not talking about that, because what that doesn't consider is your cycle and your individual rhythms and your body. And as women, we do have times of the month where our energy is more peak state, and where we have times where it's more wise to recover because it's working with our body instead of against it. And if we're constantly just following that linear plan and we're not paying attention to our own inner cycles and rhythms, then we're not taking that into consideration, and we really could be pushing at the wrong times, even resting at the times when we feel like when we do have that extra energy and capacity to recover and to do those things. So it's really important to know when that time is for you. It's a really powerful strategy, whether you're training for a race or whether you are just wanting to work out in a healthier way instead of always going harder. Now, the second mistake that women often make when they're pushing through workouts is ignoring the signs of overtraining. So you might think that the cravings for carbs, sugar, salt, any of those things, all of those things, is normal. And maybe you're just expecting that, well, if I don't have my coffee in the morning or caffeine, like, of course I'm not going to feel as energized. Or even if you don't have another cup in the afternoon, you might think that that's normal. Or having just that afternoon slump, not sleeping well. These types of things, you might just be brushing them off and thinking it's no big deal, because you're still feeling pretty good and still able to go and do the workouts. But these can actually be signs of overtraining and hormonal shifts that are going on within the body that can be related to what you're doing in your workouts. So the good news is that there are things that you can do to still challenge your body in workouts, but not overdo it and do it at the right time. So if you have cravings, if you're not sleeping well, if you maybe even are experiencing weight gain in areas where you're eating the same, you're working out the same or even more, and you're wondering how's that working out? I'm not expecting my body to be changing in this way, or to feel bloated, or my digestion is off. Those kinds of things, they could be warning signs of overtraining or training in the wrong ways for you. So don't ignore it. Something might be off. I'm not saying something is, but you will know that. And if you feel like something is off, then pay attention to it. And I do talk more about this in a free training that I'm offering right now. It's at jennyholbert.com/training. It's an audio, you can listen to it. But I will share the third mistake now. The third mistake that I often see women make when they're pushing through workouts is that they are not tracking their workouts, and they're not tracking their workouts based on their body as a woman. So I've noticed that when women start to pay attention to their cycle and track their workouts as well, that they start to notice patterns. They start to notice certain ways that they're feeling at certain times of the month. And this is what I teach in the Workout Without Burnout Blueprint, by the way. And so when you start to notice these patterns, you can start to see what's going on. And I don't know about you, but I don't remember what I did for a workout 3 days ago, let alone how I was feeling emotionally, mentally, how I slept, what my digestion was like, what I ate that day, any of those things. And that might seem like a lot to track, but really this is something that is so quick to do on a daily basis. And in the way that I teach you how to track it, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. But you do want to be tracking these other aspects of your life and not just your mileage and not just your time and where you worked out that day or what you did, because then you'll know how to adjust. And it's really important to know what you're doing there so that you don't push through and get yourself to a place of feeling completely depleted and you can get the most out of what you're doing. So let me go back over these real quick. 3 mistakes that women often make when they push through workouts. Number 1, you are following a linear plan. You're not following a cyclical plan. Number 2, you're ignoring the signs of overtraining. And number 3, you're not tracking your workouts based on your body as a woman. So if you know that you want to work on this, I think you're really going to love this free audio training that I created for you. You can get it right now this month at jennyholbert.com/training. You can download it right away. You can listen to it. So take it for a hike, take it for a run. Super fun. You don't have to be sitting at the computer watching anything. And I'm going to be sharing how you can work with your body instead of against it, and how you can regain your energy, challenging yourself in workouts, but not feeling depleted. So don't wait to sign up, because there's certain things that I talk about that are relevant right now, but not forever. So make sure you go get it. And this is, of course, for those women who enjoy working out. You're not the kind of person who needs that push to go for a run, most of the time anyway. It's definitely more for those of you who really need to understand how to not overdo it. And maybe you are experiencing some of these things where something feels off to you and you're not quite feeling like yourself. And you do want to know how to still challenge yourself, but not deplete and not get over stressed in any area of your life, and not add to the stress in your life with workouts if that's feeling stressful to you in a way. So I'll share more about that and what I did even when I faced burnout myself. So thank you for watching. Go get the training now at jennyholbert.com/training. It's a free audio and you'll learn how to challenge yourself without feeling depleted. So I will talk to you there.